Today we're exploring stories where the lines between friendship and forbidden love blur, revealing intense emotions and moral dilemmas you won't forget. Stay tuned for a deep dive into unforgettable films that explore the complexity of falling for a friend's wife. You Disappear is not just a drama about love for a friend's wife, but a psychological dive into the shaky boundaries of guilt, reason, and passion. When a school principal is diagnosed with a brain tumor, his behavior becomes unpredictable. His wife Mia, played by the brilliant Trine Durholm, is drawn into a dangerous game of emotions with a longtime family friend. The movie raises poignant moral questions. Who are we when reason fails us? And how far can we go to justify our feelings? It's a slow but disturbingly fascinating story that leaves the viewer with doubts even after the final credits.
Rise and shine, beautiful.
I Smile Back is a tough and ruthless drama about a woman destroying her life from the inside out. Sarah Silverman, in an unexpectedly dramatic role, plays Lanny, a wife, mother, and lover who cheats on her husband with his close friend. Her behavior seems irrational, but behind it is an abyss of inner pain, depression, and self-destruction. This is not a story of passionate love, but rather a chronicle of a downfall in which feelings for another man become another attempt to escape from herself. The movie doesn't seek sympathy, it exposes. And thanks to Silverman's stunning performance, we can't look away even when it becomes too painful to watch. Ember, directed by Zeki Demirkubuz, is a meditative Turkish drama in which feelings smolder beneath the ashes of everyday life. After being released from prison, a man returns to his friend's life and gradually falls in love with his wife. But this is not the story of a tumultuous romance. It is a silent, agonizing observation of how passion and guilt slowly eat away at the soul. Demirkubuz works masterfully with pauses and silence, making the viewer feel the tension without words. There are almost no open confessions here, but every look says more than any dialogue. This movie is for those who are ready to perceive emotions between the lines. Curiosa is a visually exquisite and sensual story where a love triangle arises not just out of passion, but out of a thirst for freedom. French writer Marie, married out of convenience, soon falls under the magnetic influence of her husband's friend, the enthusiastic photographer Pierre. Their liaison is not just adultery, but an escape into a world of eroticism, art, and freedom of expression. Director Lou Genet turns each scene into a living postcard from the Belle Époque, where love is stripped bare to its essence. Curiosa is a movie not about betrayal, but about the longing to be seen and desired despite inhibitions and propriety. The drama club at first glance seems like a typical story about old friends reuniting, but soon reveals a much darker and tense side. 6 former classmates meet years later to reminisce about the past, but along with nostalgia, hidden desires resurface. One of the men finds himself drawn into a dangerous liaison with a friend's wife, a spark that ignites amid alcohol, resentment, and unspoken feelings. The movie balances between drama and awkward intimacy, and its camera-like nature only adds to the sense of confinement and suspense. This is not a loud story, but a slowly smoldering bomb, where emotions are on the verge of exploding. Territorio is an atmospheric Mexican movie where silence and understatement speak louder than words. The plot revolves around a man who invites a friend to live with him after his divorce. But what begins as a supportive gesture quickly escalates to an emotionally charged drama when a hidden intense bond develops between the hero and the friend's wife. There are no passionate confessions here, just glances, pauses, and subtle gestures through which an unsettling intimacy emerges. Director Andres Clarion masterfully creates a sense of inner conflict and moral instability, where every act is on the edge. Territorio is a movie about feelings that cannot be allowed, but also cannot be ignored. The Iron Bridge is a Polish drama in which an affair with a friend's wife becomes not only a personal tragedy, but also a metaphor for broken bonds. Against the backdrop of a sullen miner's reality, three characters find themselves drawn into a complex love triangle. The boss, his subordinate, and the one whose feelings balance between affection and betrayal. When the lover purposely sends his friend down a deep mine shaft to be alone with his wife, the tension reaches a critical point. Director Monika Jordan-Mlodzianowska builds the story on internal conflict and oppressive atmosphere rather than loud scenes. This is a movie about a moral line that collapses not immediately but under the weight of silent decisions. The Four of Us is a witty German drama that goes down easy, but leaves an aftertaste of difficult questions. Two couples decide to honestly swap partners for a few months to refresh their relationship. But after the experiment, they meet for a weekend full of awkwardness, hidden resentments, and unexpected confessions. One of the characters gradually realizes that he has fallen in love with his friend's wife. And this internal dilemma becomes the center of tension. The film balances between comedy, drama, and a psychological portrait of people who wanted honesty, but found themselves hostage to their own feelings. The light presentation hides deep questions. Is it possible to play at love without risking to lose everything? The Wait is a Finnish drama filled with quiet tension and deep emotions. The story begins with a tragedy. The husband of the hero's wife ends up in a coma after an accident, and the main character gradually sinks into complicated feelings that develop into a forbidden love for the woman of a friend. Director Aku Luohimius masterfully conveys the pain of waiting and uncertainty, where every look and silence becomes louder than words. The movie doesn't rush to judgment, showing how love can arise in the most difficult circumstances, making us think about morality, compassion, and the power of human connection. It is a quiet but powerful story about the struggle between duty and heart. Burn, All My Letters is a psychological drama where love for a friend's wife becomes a test on the edge of betrayal and redemption. The protagonist, caught in the midst of family secrets and unspoken feelings, enters a complex game where every action can destroy everything around him. Director Bjorn Runge masterfully reveals the inner world of the characters, showing how sometimes passion and duty are in deadly confrontation. The movie makes you wonder, is it possible to love someone who rightfully belongs to someone else, and how to survive the consequences of such a choice? Burn All My Letters is a story of pain, hope, and the impossibility of forgetting. Thanks for watching. If these tangled tales of love and loyalty intrigued you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more cinematic journeys into the most compelling and complicated relationships on screen. Share your thoughts below. Which story moved you the most?